Hello everyone, welcome back to the Man's Kitchen. It is me, James the Man's Man, and today we're gonna make ribs. And it is raining outside, so we are going to do oven-baked ribs in this nice casserole pan. Now I know some of you pitmasters out there might be looking at this and saying, oven-baked ribs, what's the matter with you? And if you want to roast your ribs out on your barbecue in the rain, go for it. My camera's not waterproof. We're not going outside in the rain. We are going to do these in the oven though, and they're going to be delicious. We will do barbecue ribs in a couple weeks on Ribs Part 2. Now for our ingredients today, I have 2 racks of baby back ribs. I've got some salt. I got my secret pickling spice, orange juice, and barbecue sauce. Now this barbecue sauce is not store-bought barbecue sauce. This is from my restaurant's sister restaurant, T-Bone's Grill House. This is their homemade barbecue sauce. Secret ingredients, coffee, but you didn't hear that from me. So, we're gonna get to this right after this. Alright, and we're back. Now, before I get started on these ribs, I'd like everybody to hit the subscribe button, click the balloon so you get notifications on this channel, and then follow me up on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook. And I hope I timed that right, or it's going to look really goofy. Now, I have ribs down here. I have baby back ribs. With baby back ribs, you do not have to oven bake them before you take them out to the barbecue. If these were side ribs, you do need to pre-cook them in the oven. So I am taking this extra step on these baby back ribs. So if you are going to make side ribs, you can follow this video and you can do this oven bake procedure before you take them out to the grill. If you're going to do, these are baby back ribs, you can skip the oven bake on these and you can go right to the grill. And I'll show you how to do that in a couple weeks when I do Ribs Part 2. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to cut these in half. So I'm going to cook up 4 half racks instead of 2 full racks. The other thing is on the back, there may or there may not be a membrane. It depends what your butcher's done for you. So what you can do, especially with these only being baby back ribs and the fact that they're going to get baked, is you can just score them with a knife. If these are side ribs, you must remove the membrane. Well, when I say must, you don't really, it depends how long you're going to cook them for. And the reason that we're going to cook these ahead of time, so ribs are a worked muscle. And what that means is that every time the animal breathes in and out, the ribs expand and contract. So this gets full of tough tissue and collagen. And that collagen that builds up in here is actually what gives it such an amazing flavor. So we've got our ribs in here, and I'm just going to quickly wash my hands before I start grabbing boxes and stuff. Okay, back with clean hands. So we're going to put some salt on these. We're going to use my secret ingredient, the pickling spice. I'm going to give it a nice, generous portion here. Now, we're going to go, the reason I have a measuring cup out, is we're going to go half and half with the orange juice and the barbecue sauce. So we're just going to start out with 2.5 cups, roughly 16 ounces, or half a liter, give or take, somewhere in that range. Actually, 2 cups, half a liter, yeah. Now we're going to add barbecue sauce till we get to the 1 liter mark. This should probably be enough, but if it isn't, we can always add more. This might even be too much, which isn't a problem. So what we're going to do, we're going to whisk this up. get this mixed, we're gonna put it in here. Alright, so now that we have our barbecue sauce and orange juice mixture mixed up, and what we're gonna do is after we're finished, the meat is gonna put some flavor in here. We're going to boil it back down to, if it's not already thick, because we watered it down with the orange juice. If it's still too runny for an actual sauce, then we'll just boil it up a bit, because we are going to cook this with the saran or tinfoil over it, so we won't get a lot of evaporation in here. And when you braise, and that's what we're doing here, we're braising, you want your meat to be roughly, you want it to be half submerged, but because these are laying down more, some people are going to tell you that you want them like only a quarter submerged. What's going to happen is the steam's going to come up, and we're going to cook these for an hour to an hour and a half. And when you braise, your stuff is always going to be well done when you braise. And it's the extra cook, it's the overcook that gives you that tenderness, because it's going to break down all the collagen and the intramuscular fibers inside of the meat. And we're just going to pour some on the top of everything. Yeah, so I use about 3/4 of it, and I can just reduce this down a bit, and that will give me a nice thick barbecue sauce to put on everything after. We're going to take our tin foil. Okay, and we're going to pop this in the oven. I have it set to 280 degrees with no convection. And we're going to put this in here for an hour to an hour and a half. And when I get back, we'll be pulling those ribs out of the oven. And we're back. I left these in the oven for about an hour and a half, and then I put them up on the counter, and I let them just sit there while I had some other stuff to do before I get back to this. And you'll see that the meat is pulled away from the rib. And you can get a rib off. You can't push the bones out with a fork. They're not that tender. Because I like to work a little bit at my ribs. I don't like them totally falling off the bone, but nobody likes a tough rib. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the ribs out of this roasting pan, and we're just going to sit them off to the side. We're going to pour this sauce through a strainer because I don't want all the big bits from the pickle and spice. Okay? So I have a little strainer set up. Okay, it's clogged because it's so full of stuff, and I got almost all of it anyways, so I'm going to put this off to the side and clean this up later. Now we're going to put this on the burner, and we're going to reduce it so it thickens up again. And that's what we're going to use as our sauce to brush on these ribs. And I'm going to get back to you when that's thickened up a bit. Okay, my sauce is reduced, and it took about 10 minutes. So now I'm going to take my ribs. I'm just going to put 1/2 rack on the grill. And I'm going to give it a little bit of a baste on the back now. Start to get this saucy. And I'm going to let it go for about another 5 or 6 minutes. And then I'm going to come back to it and give it a flip, and I'm going to baste the other side. So if you're going to do ribs, you can bake them in the oven the day before, and then get your sauce reduced the day before. So the next day, when you have your company over or you're going to eat them, you just throw them right on the grill and start basting. Okay, it's been about 5 or 6 minutes. We're going to give that a flip, and you can see the char that's starting to develop. We're going to put some more sauce on it. You can hear that sizzle. That's starting to look really good. Okay, we're gonna let that go for about 5 more minutes and then we're gonna pull it off. And we're back. It's been about 5 minutes on the grill. I sat it over a nice little bed of grilled asparagus that you can see me making another related video I'll pop up after. Might be on Instagram if you want to know where to find that. Now for these ribs, like a civilized person, unfortunately, only because my wife's making me, I'm going to take a fork and knife to hold it down while I cut it. You can see that the meat is cooked all the way through. Mmm. It is delicious, and it bites away from the bone. I'm not leaving anything behind, and it's not falling off the bone, so I have a good handle here for it. And this is the way that I like ribs. Mmm. There's even a good char on it from sitting on that grill pan on the stove. Just so you know, I used a laser on that. That was at 600 degrees. Well, if you want to make good ribs like this, follow the instructions in this video. Have yourself a great day. And remember, if you like this video, please hit subscribe, like, and ding the bell so you get notifications. Thanks, and have a great afternoon.